What is going on, people? We are outside on this autumnal evening. Look at that backdrop. And I got to thinking about something. Of course I did. I got to thinking about identity, ego, false ego, all that stuff, breaking it down, rebuilding. And I'm going to quote some of my song lyrics to you. It's from a song I wrote when I was about 18, maybe 19, called Lost and Alone. Great title. There's a line that says, "Should I keep on trying to be something that I'm not? In the end, there's no denying I'm just used up, sold, and bought." And I tend to write from my unconscious. That's where it comes from, and then I process it sometimes months or even years later, in this case. And that's always stuck with me, and it's something I've sat with. And I got to thinking about the ways that I, and that other people, over-identify with things that are completely external to themselves, which ultimately have nothing to do with who they are, or what they are. So if you've seen my video talking about how I found out I completely mistyped myself on the Myers-Briggs scale and the reasons for it and everything, you'll know that there was a time where I had to overly identify with a falsehood, and that's just one example. If you're always trying to be a gatherer, take in new information, always trying to be an extrovert, and that's not actually what you are, as was my case, eventually you get burned out, and you get burnt out more often than you would like. And the reason I'm bringing this up now is to point out a pattern with me and with other people, lots of other people, I'd probably say most of the world, where when we are trying to be something that we're not, inevitably we will fail at it. It's just like I have in the past, possibly some currently. If you're always trying to be something that you're not, if you're always trying to overly identify with some aspect that's fictitious, what happens is inevitably you hit a wall and you fail at it. So really the only way to succeed at being someone is to be who you are. So think about ways that you've overly identified with situations you were in, with relationships you were in, with a job, or any other kind of external identity, with heritage, with nationality, whatever it happens to be. Right? What I invite you to do is just sit with that for a minute. Get to the root. And think, what need do I have that's unmet that I'm looking for in identifying with those things? What need is not met when I'm looking for what I want in other things? Because ultimately that's how and why we identify with falsehoods. That's why we lie to ourselves. And in doing this, in sitting with these thoughts, and actually sitting with your feelings and working through them, ultimately, what's going to happen is that there's going to be a void left, okay? And I've done this before too, since I've broken down several things like my old religion that I was raised into, like toxic masculinity standards that I thought I had to comply to, like thinking I was extroverted. All those things that I've had to sit with and rework. I've realized that every single time there's been a void. The void that's left is now you don't know who you are. And what I've seen happen with so many other people, and I would say does happen to me too, is that if you don't formulate your own identity, and if you don't look for it, don't search for it and find it, what will happen is you'll just find something else. You'll find something else that's completely false, that's external, that isn't really who you are, to latch onto. And it's easier to find that and fill that void with a falsehood than it is to really face the reality. So what I invite you to do, what I challenge you to do, is what I'm doing now. And I'm here with you on all of this, on anything I talk about on this channel, generally speaking. I'm right here with you on it. So sit with that. Figure out ways that you've fallen into patterns of believing falsehoods about yourself because you can't face the reality, or haven't faced the reality, or won't. That's where I am right now. Just being transparent with you. So, if you know what I'm talking about, and you've experienced this before, leave a comment. Much appreciated. Thank you for listening. Love and gratitude. Done.